Definitely has that.
That's the one that has, you know.
Maybe don't.
Maybe I will tell them about that.
Isn't south of the border us?
South of that border is unincorporated Sticky Town.
Oh, I'm south. Oh, hello. It's unincorporated code.
Yeah, but I think it's Sticky Town.
With all this emphasis about 250 years for the United States, everybody seemed to forget that July 1st was Canadian Day, National Canadian Day.
All right, guys, it's 10 o'clock. Got a busy day with meetings, so we'll get started. Today's July 7, 2026. We're in the courtroom. We'll call the meeting to order. Commissioner Tom.
Here.
Commissioner Larry. Here. Commissioner Steve.
Here.
Commissioner Alito. Commissioner Mario presently is not here. Do we have an approval of the minutes for the June 2nd, 2026 meeting?
Aye.
First by Larry, second by Steve. Commissioner Tom.
Here.
Commissioner Larry.
Aye.
Commissioner Steve.
Here.
Commissioner Alito's here. All right.
I'm sorry, can I clarify? Are you voting present or are you voting yes on the minutes?
Yes.
Are you, so are
I'm
you,
approving the minutes.
so we'll not say here, we'll say yes or aye. Just to be clear, because sometimes people vote present if they were not here at that meeting for the minutes, so I just want to clarify for the record.
Thanks for catching me,
Okay.
because I do that by
So you're
mistake
voting,
all the time.
you're voting yes, yes,
Yes.
you're voting
Yes.
yes. Excellent, thank you.
Okay.
Aye,
Is there a motion? What we'll do is we can take public comments out of order, and we need a motion in a second, and we'll do it at the end of the meeting so we can get through the regular agenda and then go after that. Is there a motion?
So moved.
All right, Commissioner Tom makes the motion. Is there a second? Second by Larry. Commissioner Larry? All right, Commissioner Tom?
Yes.
Commissioner Larry?
Yes.
Commissioner Steve?
Yes.
And Commissioner Alito, yes, okay. The DCO permeable LE program, we got about $2 million. We're going to be working on some LEs for this year. We also will be doing many more LEs next year with some of the grant money from the $96 million. The MWRD gave us about $475,000 towards the permeable LE construction program. And we'll stop for 1 second. Commissioner Mario is here. Here we go, buddy. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And for the record, Commissioner Mario is present. Okay. The 2027 permeable LE program is, the town is going to probably do about 40 LEs. We have been driving around looking through the LEs for the most damaged ones and some that have been retaining water. Number 8, the Stormwater Partnership Program, the proposed project with Kohler Park Stormwater. Tom, excuse me, could you give this to, we have, Dolly has them. The Stormwater Partnership Program, the proposed project by Kohler Park, including construction of below-grade stormwater detention facility, has almost finished with the designing stage. FEMA stormwater project application on the town did submit. We've been going over this. We're still waiting to see. It doesn't sound like there's been much action with the $57 million in grants that we've applied for back in 2024. Town, as everyone's aware, was awarded $96 million for disaster relief funding. Project planning coordination has been initiated with preliminary engineering. We've already started the applications, and there's been almost 500 people, just shy of 500 people come in and started the application process for the backflow preventer installation. There's currently 2 contractors who have won a bid to do it once everything gets up and running, and more will be coming. We've discussed the master plan. Town officials have to vote on it still. A follow-up meeting with MWRD in the city of Chicago, the engineers are trying to schedule. The town officials attended a special hearing at the state capitol to provide testimony to promote the approval of a bill for the creation of a regional commission for flood relief planning. Public hearing on the master plan is tentatively scheduled right now for July 29, 2026 at Unity High School. The time will be between 5 to 8:30. I'm sure Tom will fill us in even more. We awarded the project south of Ogden Avenue to Pershing, and then from the east side of Cicero Avenue for 4,600, but we ain't going to be able to get on the other side of Citgo Oil and all those. But basically, it's going to be from Cicero Avenue to Lombard for sewer cleaning and televising. And there is no new business. And Tom, would you like to explain a little?
Yeah, I just want to make a comment about the meeting scheduled for July 29th. I guess it's kind of twofold. It's really not a meeting for the actual Stormwater Master Plan. That meeting is going to be used for us to get public input, and Can you hear?
Can you hear me? Oh, I gotta hold the button?
Old timing.
Hi. Okay, still. Oh, it works. Okay. I gotta be really close. The purpose of the meeting really is to get feedback for us to be able to use when we're doing site selection for the $96 million DR program. The plan is to present really the data that was gathered during the Stormwater Master Plan, show the areas where our calculations are showing where there's a lot of overland flooding, where there's areas where the storm sewer system is not keeping up with the rainfalls that we've been seeing, and to really try to present that in a way that residents can then have feedback, whether we missed something. You know, we may not know of an alley or a street that is constantly getting basements flooded, even, you know, when it's not, you know, torrential rainfall. So it's really a way for us to present the plan and then to get feedback from the community as to where we should be investing these dollars.
Okay. Is there any board comments right now? No board comments? Okay, is there any comments from the public?
This one's on. Hello? No, it's not.
I hear you.
It's not on though. I'm not sure.
Switch on the.
And Delia, I could answer your one email I seen today. There was a dip in the road. A resident had a video, a camera showing that they had a collapse on the sewer by the street. We did it about 3-4 weeks ago, and I contacted Public Works. They gave the contractor who repairs the roads the job to repair, not the water department. It was all done through Public Works, and that's why the road was closed the other day.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was still blocked.
I don't.
Today I didn't go down there.
I didn't go today either.
I'll
But I
check when
do
get
know,
back.
he says when he poured the concrete, he left it closed so no one drives right through it like it's happened numerous times in the past.
Right, and the big issue with that is there's no signs anywhere.
Yeah, I have nothing to do with it. It's all through Public Works.
Yeah, it's just kind of dangerous when folks don't know, especially through the holiday. People were upset just going on reverse. So that's why I mentioned, because that's more a safety issue than anything.
I did tell Public Works about that.
Okay. So, I think you mentioned the master plan is not ready yet.
It just has to be approved still by the board. It's not, it's still just a, what would you call it, Jessica? It's not a
It's a preliminary draft.
preliminary draft, it's not an initial document.
So when will we have access to see that as the public residents here?
It would have to become a,
Once it's approved.
Bless you.
The board, this board,
No, not this word.
Town of Cicero board? And that will be when, sorry,
It's
the next meeting?
No, not,
No?
not, that's not my understanding.
it's not my understanding.
Okay, so we don't know exactly. But it will, would it be posted when it's completed? Because you said there's a meeting, a public community meeting, right, that you all been talking about? That's on the 29th, did you say?
Yes.
Great. At what time again?
It's on the agenda, right across the room.
5 and
I know that's tentatively scheduled, no agenda has been prepared nor posted. So that's subject to change, but that is the
Oh.
tentatively scheduled date at this time.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, and the other thing is I drove down Cermak, and very similar to where I live, I see all these, like, again, concerns more of safety than anything. I noticed the curbs have been dug up, and there's just like small holes and
State,
little...
it's a state job being done. The state of Illinois is having Mead to work with the electrical poles. It's not a Town of Cicero sanctioned job. And just like ComEd did on 16th Street this winter when they broke a couple of our mains, this is also another unsanctioned town job. State of Illinois is in charge of it.
Okay. And then just the other thing is in regards to how long will the actual master plan be, like, give us an opportunity to look over? Because obviously one day when it's presented at that meeting on the 29th, well, you said tentatively, right? I'm sorry, you said tentatively. Okay, tentatively on the 29th, but how long will it be posted so we as the community members can look over it and be ready to comment on it?
I have not been aware of when they're going to pass it or when they're going to post it.
Oh, no, that's not my question. The question
Yeah,
is
no,
how long will it be? Isn't it like 30 days?
That would have to be by our legal team. I don't know I don't want to say a time frame and I'm too short or too long. So that would be something we would have to ask our town attorney.
So I'm not familiar with whether or not there's a requirement under the grant for the master stormwater plan to be posted ahead of the public hearing.
Test.
Nope.
Wants to hear something?
There? No, no.
Hi,
Yeah.
wants to hear?
Again, going forward, I think we'll amend some of the language here. I wouldn't call this a public hearing, I would call it a public meeting where we are trying to get feedback on the way we are going to go about selecting sites for the alleys, the underground stormwater management, and the sewer repair and reconstruction projects utilizing the CDBG-DR funding. The point of the meeting is to present, preliminary findings from the Stormwater Master Plan process, show on map, aerial image format, in an easy to see and understand where the areas that we've identified with the master plan process, and then to get feedback from the audience, from the public. Not necessarily technical feedback, but real life experience as to the effects of the flooding had on them in the areas in which they live. Like I said, we may be missing areas. I've said before, a lot of our site selection is going to be, for lack of a better word, limited. We don't have much land here to work with at a large enough scale to be able to truly make an impact. If we had 2 or 3 lots in a row on a block that gets flooding, underground stormwater management on 3 lots probably is not going to make any difference. So areas where there is, significant acreage is really the areas where we will realistically be able to do underground stormwater management, storage and detention.
Quick hand tap, I think that we heard the question. Are you, so at the meeting on the 29th or another scheduled date, will the feedback provided by the public be incorporated into the final version of this plan? Are we going to delay adopting the final version of the plan until after the meeting?
They're 2 completely different
Okay.
things. We're going to use the data even though it's not been approved by the town board. I mean, we've identified areas where we know that there's quote-unquote issues. What's being delayed is this information we get is going to be incorporated in our policy and procedure as to final site selection when we come time to that. We'll check the master plan, make sure it was an area that had issues, and then we'll move further down. Did the public also, talk about this area if it wasn't in the Stormwater Master Plan? So we don't want to deny a project because it's not specifically in the Stormwater Master Plan if we had significant or real feedback on certain areas in the town, if that makes sense.
Partially. And then the other thing is I read from the Metropolitan Water Commission posting that they sent out that the McCook, usually where our wastewater goes, is 100% full. So are we prepared here as a town
I don't think,
in regards to
I don't think any
that
community,
McCook is 100% full already?
I don't think, you have what you have as your sewer system, and nothing we can do within the next few days can catch up to a full system that McCook already has. So we're hoping for the best. We've been monitoring the rain. From what I was told, the most we'll have is 1 inch over the weekend, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed that that's where it goes. And in the meantime, McCook has some. The MWRD just walked in. That I'm hoping that maybe they'll have time to start slowly draining it out. I know from years ago that it was going to be completed earlier than last I heard was 2030, and I read this morning 2032 McCook will be up and running at a bigger capacity.
Yeah, and then I just want to make a suggestion when this meeting takes place, the community meeting, that you said it's not a hearing, but it's a public meeting, right? At last time when you had the hearing, there was an interpreter that really didn't actually even finish the interpreting before the meeting ended. And it was like some things the interpreter was doing his job, and then a lot of times there was no interpretation at all. So I'm wondering, my question is a suggestion actually, that can we have a competent interpreter that will be there to make sure everything is being translated, or that people are understanding what is happening. And then just the last other thing is, look how the water commission, I know you're here today. And I still have the request, if communities can be at these meetings that you all are working on in regards to, it's not legislation yet, but I know it passed the House. I have it here somewhere, but for the number, but I can give that to you later, is to, my suggestion is to, again, I'm not to say can you all invite our Metropolitan Water Commission, make sure that we as community impacted people are at the table as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Musical chairs.
Hello, Melvin. Is there anything you'd like to add? I know you came, I got an agenda for you, but anything you'd like to add or anything you were mentioned you were going to add?
Yeah,
Yes, please.
good morning, everyone. Melvin Moran, Public Affairs and Metropolitan Water Reclamation District of Greater Chicago. Just recapping last question, the question from last month regarding how many interceptors we have bordering in Cicero. We have 9. So that answers that question. And I have a map if you'd like to see that. It's just a color map that you can keep. These don't connect to the city of Cicero, but transport water to our plant, whether it's at capacity and connecting to target. So it doesn't intercept anything with Cicero directly with the Town of Cicero sewer. And then I don't know if I caught the end of that conversation in terms of dewatering at the reservoirs. That takes several weeks to do. There's been a question on social media and elsewhere as to how long it takes to drain such a massive infrastructure project. It takes several weeks to get it down to low levels. So I don't know if that's what I heard at the end there.
So hopefully no real rain for the next 3 weeks.
Let's hope for a dry season. So,
Fingers crossed, toes
but there are
crossed.
no threats to any other infrastructure nearby highways. That was all on the media yesterday as well. So obviously there was flooding from the storm, but this contained the majority of the impact of that flooding.
Is there, I know stormwater, when we get flooding, there's an issue with public health that people have not addressed. And that's a very important thing, and I asked that question a few months ago. In regard to the public health, our public health issue, we get flooding. Obviously, there's a lot of pathogens in the canal, and as you go even more downstream, the pathogens are even higher. So, I don't think it's, and correct me if I'm wrong, does Metropolitan Water Reclamation actually take that impact, what the public health issues are, if we here in Cicero again get this flooding in our basements? Like we can get E. coli and things like that.
That would be, as with any municipality, that would be handled, whether it's Cicero, City of Chicago, the respective municipality regarding on-property damages, including flooding. However, with our waterways, MWRD is constantly monitoring public health concerns. So we're constantly monitoring, taking water samples, studying them, even here nearby at the Stickney Water Reclamation Plant, to assess the condition of the waterways, whether to introduce more oxygen, for example, to ensure that the wildlife is thriving. Those are things that's a regular daily process that we do. But anything happening on your property would be addressed through your respective municipality.
Including public health.
Including
Concerns
public
with
health.
Flooding water coming into
Chicago, for example, has Chicago Department of Public Health. There's Illinois Department of Public Health for other regional concerns, but anything regarding your property would be addressed with the respective public health arm.
Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
concerned because it's rarely that you hear, that somebody addresses the public health issue.
Yeah.
And that is extremely important.
Yeah, it is. Certainly we don't want flooding, and certainly this mitigates the majority. Just imagine if this was not in place, what this entire region would look like without these reservoirs. So we are aware of that, but we do monitor the waterways regularly, but anything of concern on your property would go directly to your municipality and any respective public health agency
Is there
for
a
that
place we
municipality.
can look in your website for public health? Like what the issues are, public health issues, concerns are? When the flooding comes into our homes, is there like a site we can go to, a link?
Specific for home concerns, I don't think so. I can look at that, but that would likely be through a public health agency for property, through your municipality, any type of assessment done for that. We don't have that specific information unless it's a correlated report that happens to be on our site. But I can show you, if you're looking at the percentages of the reservoirs, we have that online where you can see live stream and the percentages as it's filled, but we deal directly with the waterways not with private residential property. So I would, direct you to your respective municipality for that.
Wait, I got a question for you while you're up there. Well, I guess it's a three-parter question. One's clarification. But yesterday, the MWRD sent out a newsletter explaining the TARP program, the Tunnel and Reservoir Plan program. And the clarification I was wondering is if Kohler Park is part of that program. And then the other part of that question is because the newsletter said applications are open, so I'm wondering it's for MWRD to partner with other municipalities and that's the other clarification. If it's collectively 13 billion gallons of water, or if like each project in that TARP program will be 13 billion gallons of water.
I don't have the information in front of me, but what I remember from online, I think it was a cumulative number, but I would have to look at the specific data that you're referencing. And then the other link that was shared on social media, that was so that government agencies, municipalities can apply for stormwater partnership funding. Like today at 9:30 this morning, if anybody went, we had the West Side Storage press moment to show what's happening with the wind storage there on the west side, which impacts the Austin community area from the July 2023 floods. That would be something that a municipality would connect with us for funding, which we funded part of that as well. So that's what that link is for.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then the other question is if there's an opportunity for any of the projects in the Stormwater Master Plan to be used or constructed with that program, or I don't know if that's something.
Regarding Cicero projects?
Yes.
You did mention Kohler. I'm not sure as to what the connections are with Kohler. Sorry if I'm saying it wrong, Kohler. And its connection to TARP, that information I don't have. Does anyone here have any?
No, I just know that we have been working with partnership with MWRD towards the Kohler Park for many years. And that would be a separate Town of Cicero with a conjunction with you. It would be like a separate program. It would be underground storage under the softball fields. They would all be torn out, put underground storage, eventually, redo them with grass and everything like it was, and it would drain slowly back into our system to slow down the flow of water all at one time going through our sewers into the main system.
Okay, so that would control water
For Cicero.
from the city of Cicero into the city of Cicero sewer system.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not part of the TARP program itself. It's hopefully a partnership program with the MWRD. And there are a few other projects on the horizon, hopefully, that we've already communicated with the MWRD, and they're shown some interest in be a partnership program on some other projects as well.
Good to hear. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
If I may, so we've all been to several of these meetings, and I'm always happy to have members. I'm always happy to have members of the community come and attend, representatives from MWRD, the Department of Housing. Sometimes our engineering department comes. So I just want to put on the record, since it's typically us that gathers routinely every month for these meetings, the Town of Cicero Board of Trustees did pass an ordinance regarding the conduct and rules for public meetings. So I do want to be clear. So this is already in effect, but I'm going to start enforcing this going forward. Just like your agenda always says, we ask people to restrain their comments to 3 minutes. You're free to ask your questions during that 3 minutes. During the period, as always, when someone responds to you, that doesn't count against your time, but I am going to be checking time from now on, so we'll pause it when someone responds to your questions, such as Tom or the commissioners. Comments from people who are not present, written comments from people who are not present, will not be allowed to be read. That's part of the ordinance. Okay, and equipment, recording equipment, thank you everybody for viewing us today. You're welcome to stand and record within a few feet. It's up to the commissioners or the chair how close you can be. Encourage you want to incur in and for you to be able to have audio and visual for the meetings for the sake of the public, but no recording equipment will be allowed in front of the commissioners on the dais. You can put one up here for public comment if you so like, and there will be a sign-in sheet for people who want to come and participate in public comment. That'll be part of the system here going forward.
Can you give us a copy of what you meant?
You can request it from the town FOIA officer.
You have to go to the town FOIA, so you
Yes.
don't have that available.
No, I do not have a signed copy available. You'll have to go through the FOIA officer. That was adopted, I think, about a month ago.
Did you include, do you know offhand my question was last time, in regards to the minutes, where can we find after the meeting where the
You
minutes
can
are?
request them from the town
You don't
FOIA
know
officer.
that offhand?
Do I know where you
Do
can
you
get them?
know, I said, do you know that offhand, if the minutes are available after each meeting?
I draft them, so they're not ready until I'm done drafting them. And they're not in final form until approved by this board and therefore not subject to release because they can have corrections, right? I could get something wrong and they could say, oh, you misspelled my name, or Larry didn't vote first, Larry voted second. So it's always subject to correction and therefore it's preliminary until it's approved the following month by this board. And so you can request them, but it's unlikely that they'll be released as they're not final, right? And I don't want final, I don't want minutes that perhaps have errors in them to be circulated and viewed because they're still subject to correction. I could easily get something wrong. And so they're not final until they're final. And once they're final, you can receive them through the town FOIA officer.
So that's the only way they'll be available before FOIA.
At this time. Yes.
At this time.
At this time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? All right, thank you. Next time again, if you'd like to speak, there will be a sign-in sheet at the next meeting. So please do sign in. It helps me keep more accurate records. Thank you, everyone.
Is there any other comments to be made? Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'd like to place motion on file to adjourn the meeting.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.